by Dan Deary, proudly serving the Cedar Valley for 3 generations.
We're talking UNI Panther football with head coach Todd Stepsis. The Panthers went on the road to second-ranked South Dakota State, got beat 31-3, but the Panthers had a few good moments in that football game. Coach, it was homecoming for them. They had 6th largest crowd in their football program's history, a little bit breezy. Conditions-wise, how'd you feel like your team went in at the start of that ready to go?
You know, we're making some strides. You know, you talked about the final outcome, and I think if that's all you look at as far as following the Panthers, you're probably going to be disappointed. 31-3 is not the outcome that you'd expect. You want to win those games, regardless of what their ranking is or what the crowd was like. But if you dig deeper, or if you were at the game, or if you know football quite a bit, you'll see a lot of things that we've improved tremendously on from week 1 until now. Special teams I thought was fantastic. They blocked a punt in a critical moment coming out of halftime. That is another team for the second week in a row that statistically was one of the best in the country as far as return yards and those hidden yards you like to track, and we went toe-to-toe with them again. So I love seeing the special teams improvement, and the defense I think is continuing to rise to the occasion and pick up for an offense that we're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, Pettinger kept their return game to a minimum, putting the ball in the corner a lot. Braden McShane with a blocked punt for your UNI Panthers. You had good pressure every time they were out there punting the football. What did you guys see, or what were you able to do, and how did Braden get free?
Well, our special teams coordinator, Mike McCourt, he does an awesome job as far as identifying protections and, which way are they going to be sliding, and some little tells that can maybe give a guy an advantage, in a certain situation. And McShane did a great job of knowing that, hey, this guy that I'm lined up over, he's going to slide to the inside. So I'm going to really try to trim the fat and get tight to him to, take my path to the punter nice and short. And boy, he did a great job of blocking that kick. And then I think another neat kind of inside story is Evan Freeney, whose dad played here and was a stud back in the day. We elevated him to play some special teams in that game because he was given such a great look at practice. And lo and behold, who falls on the punt, and it's him.
That's awesome. That's an awesome story. The UNI Panther defense, you mentioned one of the highlights. It was 14-3 at halftime, even with a couple Panther turnovers in that first half. But then in the third quarter, stopped South Dakota State's offense 3 straight times, and then stopped them on a 4th down. 4 straight drives shut down by your defense in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think you can point to a lot of great things. You get past the 31 points, and you start looking at, we turned it over 5 times, and they only got 7 points off of those. So sudden change situations, we were fantastic. Stopping the run, just barely over 3 yards of rush against a team that does a great job running the ball. Gosh, playing great team defense. And again, just coming out of halftime and continuing to put the pedal down and continuing to challenge their team. It just really was awesome. I love seeing it.
The defense had 3 sacks, and then your 3 linebackers with Tucker Langenberg and Ryan Crandall, and then Colvin Miller coming in, playing with Caleb Frazier out with the injury. Those 3 linebackers tied for a team high, 10 tackles. They were all getting after the football.
Yeah, it's just team defense. The great defenses, it's just that everybody's working together and helping the other guy out. So whatever my job is, if it's to set an edge, I'm going to do it. So these D linemen can get flat down the line and make a play, or if it's my job to spill this guy so my buddy can scrape over the top and make a play, I'm going to do it. So you see the team defense really shining.
Jordan McClomb also with 6 tackles in the football game. Jonathan Cabral-Martin with a few pass breakups in that football game as well. The defense, they'll get tested against another top 25 team, the Panthers, inside the UNI-Dome on Saturday against South Dakota. We'll preview that game with Coach coming up here on Panther Sports Talk.